Hi everyone, I'm back with another exciting episode of Icons Behind Brand interview series where we are going to discuss a lot about marketing, branding, best practices, tips, tricks, hacks from some of the leading marketing minds of the industries. And I'm super excited to announce our guest for today. On today's episode, I have with me Mr. Vinayak Sodhi, who is a founder and director of India's first independent wrestling promotion, Wrestle Square Pro Wrestling. Now let's hear it from Vinayak. How is the journey and how is the background? What is the inspiration behind it? So Vinayak, let's talk about your journey and background.
Hello, Devleena, and I would like to say hello to all the people who are watching this. And first of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of your audience and the people who are going to come here for the first time. So I'm into a very unique venture, and that is a business of a professional wrestling. Like we have heard of the topmost industries of the world, that is the Bollywood, Hollywood. And if I talk particularly about India, there are some entertainment industry which has grown from the sports only, that is like IPL, Pro Kabaddi League and all that. The industry I work on is called professional wrestling, and it is like second most watched sports in the world. If I talk about India, in India we have been a great fan of cricket, and second it comes professional wrestling. Like we all know that who is Undertaker, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and it's been over 30 years since WWE, or earlier we used to call it WWF, is being broadcasted here. But by now there was no company in India that was able to start such kind of business here with their own roots. I'm not talking about the foreign coming in India. So I'm really excited to share you my story today with all of you.
Would love to hear it, Vinayak, and it sounds super interesting. Our generation, we have grew watching WWE and WWF. I remember my father is a sports enthusiast, and every time we used to watch this, so I'm just bringing back those nostalgia and talking about that with an Indian flavor. Great vision, Vinayak. So I really feel that you are creating a space in this industry, in the Indian market. Okay, so tell us more about Wrestle Square first, and what is the inspiration behind it? What is the driving force behind it?
So firstly, coming to the inspiration part, I have said that we Indians were always fan of sports. Like if I talk about the wrestling, it should be the national sports of India, because we have seen wrestling from the old time, from the times of Mahabharata. And unfortunately, we did not have many professional wrestlers from India. Everyone must have heard name of Dara Singh. Dara Singh, the great Dara Singh ji. He was a professional wrestling, those who don't know. Then he moved to the entertainment industry, that is Bollywood. So basically the inspiration behind this, that when I was growing up, I used to see, like all of my family used to see wrestling. And when I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old, I used to play those trading cards with my grandparents. And when I started to go school, I used to there was only one thing which I wanted to do after finishing the school, that was to watch the Monday Night Raw or the SmackDown or even the repeated telecasts. And earlier in my school days, we used to do a lot of fun in the school also, doing a lot of wrestling stuff. So I became a very big fan of professional wrestling. Then I started to learn what is all this business is about. Because, I grew into a small family. I did not have enough money. It was impossible to even to think about going into that industry. And then I started working in the retail market, where I worked in Future Group. And I met Mr. Kishore Biani several times, and whenever he used to come to the store, he used to buy something to check how the things are happening. And once I had the opportunity to do the billing for him, and he was a very humble person. He always used to give his employee discount card, although he was the chairman, CEO of the company.
Wow.
And he was so humble and down to earth, and no one can guess he's a millionaire. And he was one of the most revolutionary men in the retail sector. By working in the retail sector for 4 years, there was no much technology, to be very frank. I got a lot of learning from working in the retail sector. And when I left the job, because the retail job is very strict. When they say that it is 8 hours shift, then it means it is 12 hours.
Okay.
And like, it's whenever you are working with your heart, you don't have to like see the clock. You have to just go to your home when the work is finished. That is the passion you have to put in every work. You don't have to do it by the clock. You have to do it by the heart. And I used to really work hard. I was a customer service executive, but I used to do everything from selling to looking for the billing and all that, because I was passionate to learn. Because I did not do much of studies because of the financial things. So I was very laborious. I wanted to learn everything. So working there, when I quit that job, because I was shifted to 3 another stores. So I left that job because it was getting very hard for me. And whenever I used to have the leaves, I used to catch professional wrestling all the time on the TV. Then I began to search for a wrestling school. So because when you are young, your blood boils and you want to do something which is like, most of the youngster wants to try their power. So I was that guy, and I looked for a professional wrestling school to learn professional wrestling. But that time I opened up Google. It is about 2009, and there wasn't any result. There was no professional wrestling schools in India. There was no industry. There was a show on the TV that was shot in South Africa only. So it broadcasted on Colors TV. It was called De Danadan.
Okay.
So, but they were also done outside, because as I said, there was no industry. Then I thought that why not to make a ring to do practice. Then when I went to I took out the design from the internet, and I asked my some of friends on the internet, because the social network I'm talking about 2013 now. Social networks was grown a lot at that time. Facebook was established. Right. So I made some foreign wrestling friends. So I asked them how to make the ring and all that. And then I took the budget from an engineer who used to construct the stages and all that. He told me that you have to spend at least 3 lakh rupees to make a pro wrestling ring. So I got very disappointed, because the saving all I had is about 30 to 50,000 only in my pocket. So it was pretty disappointed that I cannot get the training and there is no industry. I don't have the money to build the ring. Then I decided, because I was on the step 1 to make the plan how to make the ring, because everything has a start. So the idea was born in my mind to make a ring. Then I worked very, very hard for 2 years. I was doing a job. I did everything to save the money. And finally in 2015, I had enough funds to make a professional wrestling ring. So that was the beginning of Wrestle Square. In January 31st in Jaipur, we did a small event that gathered around 300 people, and there was shortage of professional wrestlers also. So I had to call some of the wrestlers who worked on the TV. And there was some people who were passionate. They trained at backyard wrestling is a term in professional wrestling, when there are no rings and anything available, but people try to practice at their home, at their backyards. They make a dummy ring and all that. So there were a few wrestlers, and we did an amazing show, and people were on their feet to support us. And that time I felt like that the things I used to see, actually I was able to do it. And that was the time I'm not going to ever forget, because it was a life-changing moment for me when people appreciated the show very much. So I took a place in Muzaffarnagar, and I met a very talented young wrestler who was trained by with his partner in the if I talk about the backyard and all that, but he was so into taking the Indian professional wrestling to the world, and his name is Naki. So he helped me. So he helped me to do everything, because when you have a big dream, you must make a team, and without a team, dream is a dream. So that guy, that time when I met him, he told me that he wanted to go to Japan, but his visa was rejected because of the funds. He was not holding much in the account. And it was like I was shocked to see that a guy from Muzaffarnagar wanted to go to Japan for professional wrestling. It was like overwhelming. Yeah, I was really happy to see that there are few passionate people in India who wants to do something else. Rest of the people, what they want to do, they want to do 8 to 5 job and like marry, have kids, and life goes on. But there are few people, when you see and meet them, you really feel happy because they want to do something else. And that is not just for themselves, they are doing for their country also, if they are doing something unique. So when I met him, I was really happy that I have a partner now to work on this new venture. And he helped me a lot in this. And right now he is currently in the Japan, and he's living his dream, working in the All Japan Pro Wrestling. And he's the only Indian professional wrestling in Japan right now. The great Khali wrestled in the same promotion, All Japan Pro Wrestling. Although he's a 7 feet guy, the great Khali, but our guy is like only 5'10", 5'11", but he's still living the dream, making our country proud. My idea was to open the first Indian Wrestling Academy. And when I started my company, after 1 month only, I saw that news that Great Khali also opened. I was shocked, but I took it positively, that because whenever there are more similar companies, that it means industry will go. And if you work with your heart and with your hard work, then there is no competition.
True.
If your intentions are clear and your hard work is continuous, because the perseverance is very important in business.
Right.
So organized a big event in Indore. That was like a packed stadium, and the 5,000 tickets were sold. And
my God.
So it was another life-changing, that we were able to do a big event. But I'm glad that in India, if I talk about, there was no company except the Wrestle Square who was able to produce a TV show by now. There were foreign companies, but no India except Wrestle Square made any TV show. So that is the greatest achievement for us. And it was very difficult for us to make a TV show, because organizing an event is a different thing, but organizing a television show, it is like a whole broad concept, and you have to really, really work hard. And the fear is always like fear is necessary for your growth. And if you have the fear, you will be doing the thing seriously. In professional wrestling, the only product you are selling is professional wrestling and professional wrestlers.
It's a super interesting story, Vinayak.
Yeah. So basically, our country is like wins a lot of medals in all the sports. Like our country is great. People here are great, but in India, mostly people have the problem financially, right? Because most of them are dependent on their parents. Like to pursue a career in a specific field, you must be able to support your training fees, your needs, and all that. If I talk particularly about professional wrestling field, brands like WWE, AEW, they are good as Hollywood. You must have heard name of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So he's from WWE only, and he is the global sensation. And why he is that much famous? Because he built up from professional wrestling. Because professional wrestling is a mixture of athleticism, sports, and whatever you think. We have the freedom to speak. We have to act. We have to do everything, and that is like a complete package you have to give. And in order to make anyone your fan, and we have a great wrestler even in the UFC. From the professional wrestling field, Brock Lesnar. He was for WWE right now, but he's considered as the number one MMA fighter in the world. So professional wrestling industry in America is great, and it's our time now to make professional wrestling in India great as well. And we are going to show the world that we are not left behind. We are working hard, and we will make it one day.
True. Vinayak, it's amazing story. The way you were telling, I was actually visualizing each and everything, and I have actually gone through with your journey in terms of as if I'm just looking at the journey. Thank you for bringing that inspiration here, Vinayak, and creating a space in this market is tough. And coming from a background, I mean, where you had nothing as a background, and coming to that space is really commendable. I wish you all the very best for future. I want to know, Vinayak, from you, how do you see the Indian market for it? I mean, is India ready right now? What is the present and what is the future for it?
As I have said, the professional wrestling is most watched sport in India, right? Because cricket is not every time, but the professional wrestling is like every week, right? So it is considered as most watched sports and entertainment program. So in India, we are famous for being a consumer. Indian market is seen as consumer market for all the foreign companies like Impact, WWE, biggest company, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. All those companies see India as the people who are going to consume their product,
Right.
and that's why that they use our one or two guy to just boost their rating, just like they are using some of our guy right now in their promotion to boost the ratings here. If we work hard in India, because as I've told you that Bollywood, Tollywood, all TV industry are huge in India, so people
Yes.
are basically consuming the content, right? And in past 5 years there is a huge demand of content in India. You must have seen the rise of the OTT networks.
Yes.
Here
Yes.
people are using more bandwidth of their ISP, so people are basically consuming the content. So we have right now the opportunity to showcase the Indian talent, and in what I think, after 2 years our country, the great country of India, will stand somewhere in the professional wrestling industry list, where the big names are Mexico, Japan, America. These are the 4 or 5 big names. Although there are many people doing professional wrestling in their country, I think if some of the big investors comes into this industry, because the Wrestle Square have the knowledge, all the knowledge which is needed to be on the top, from getting a TV deal to organizing the events across the world. We have all the knowledge, and we are still learning. We are open to learn new things. So if a big investor meets us and meets this industry, we will be on another level, and we will be in the top 5 countries of the world where the pro wrestling content is being produced. And it is still an opportunity for us, and I am sure we will able to do it.
And I mean, I really, really wish you all the very best, and I want you to, reach to that point. The vision is big, and the dreams are big, and I am sure the efforts are also, need.
Yes.
I mean, there is no replacement for hard work, as we know.
Yes.
I'm sure that is actually going there, and I'm sure you're going to reach at that point.
Yes, we will try it best.
Vinayak, I just want to understand right now, who is the target audience for you? Who are the target customers, and how are you engaging them right now? What are the marketing strategies and how they are taking shift right now? Marketing side of this.
We have parts like consumers and aspirants, those who want to do. Consumers are the people who consume the content is created by the professional wrestling industry. They also buy the merchandising stuff,
Okay.
right? And second, which I told you, is aspirants who wants to train in professional wrestling. And the third comes the media and TV deals, sponsorship, all that part. So in India currently, as I said, that everyone know, we are the most populated country in the world. So we have huge line of people who wants to be professional wrestler. There is a huge opportunity in India for like producing wrestlers who can be like very hardworking, very athletic and all that, because most of the people in India are like very athletic and always outperform other country if I compare with them. So we have this. And if I talk about the consumer part, most of the people who are from 13 to 25, because they are mostly the students, they have enough time to like, they mostly on the social media, they are watching TV and all that. So basically those age group is the area where most of the people are consuming the pro wrestling. That particular group 13 to 25 are like the group which we are targeting.
Right. I relate to that, Vinayak. As I said, my father, he is a sports enthusiast and he has been watching it. Like when I was a child, I have seen that in my childhood, and he's still, he still watches. So 60.
Yes.
So I think
Yeah.
range is, it's not based on maybe that,
Yes.
but it's based on their passion and their interest area,
Yes.
I believe. Right. So I'm sure creating a space in the industry, it brings a lot of challenges also. What were the major roadblocks you have faced during last 1-2 years, and how did you overcome that, Vinayak?
So basically everything was going smooth, and we were able to deliver our international show in January 2020. That was a huge turning point for us, as growing up our the academy, as growing up our promotion. So it was the great time. Everyone had fun and all that. We did a big event that was live on the Sports Kida, and it was seen by around 3 lakh people on the online streaming platform. And we were able to invite some of the famous wrestler, Ami Sakura from AEW, Masa Takanishi, that is a famous Japanese wrestler from DDT promotion, many good wrestlers from Singapore, from Thailand, and we were like 14 people from India. It would have shifted our business to another level, but unfortunately from March 2020 the things got worse. And because in professional wrestling everything is content, and if we can't produce the content, then it means the company is dying. So same started happen with us also, that because we are independent company, we did not have any investors and all that in our company. Everything is funded from self, and we work as a team, we work hard. And the COVID time was really horrible for us, because as a sportsman you cannot train, as a company you cannot create the content, and everything was bad for us. Like we came so ahead in this industry, and from that moment we started to fall down again. But during that time, because roadblock, as I said, is for everyone, for all the industry. And if I talk about, I had the opportunity to learn more. That's why I don't think it was like a total fall down for us, and we are getting back stronger now because we have used that time wisely. Still we are prepared to, like, if there is a lockdown, because everything is uncertain right now. So we are still ready to come back stronger and stronger.
Yes. So that is what my point was. When I asked last 1-2 years, last 1 years, every industry has seen a huge shift in the consumer behavior, in the circumstances, in mindset, a lot of shift which has happened. So the key is how we have survived and how we have bounced back stronger. Something which made us like so firm in our vision that we have survived that, then I'm sure we are able to go ahead much further.
Much way further, yeah.
So how is the momentum has changed in terms of the media consumption is in past few months and past 1 year?
As everyone knows that we are into a evolution of media consumption, right? In past few years, we have seen that technology has risen up so fast, and most of, like, earlier we used to see a lot of television. There was a huge demand of the Tata Sky, Airtel Dish, and all that. But now people are moving connected through the Wi-Fi, and they are switching to the OTT networks, and they have the huge option to see old or new content according to their preferences. Few months ago, there was people were not able to attend the events, so most of the companies were doing the shows which were like paper views on your screens. Like, you can attend a pay per view by paying some fees on networks like Fight TV. There are many networks, such networks which broadcast live combat sports, including pro wrestling.
Okay.
So there is a huge rise in that, and I think these media platforms are the future.
That's right. That's right. So that's what we have heard, that when one door closes, you actually open 10 more doors, right? So now I think we have explored new mediums, and somehow in the future we are more comfortable with the hybrid model of the past and the upcoming new doors which has opened. So I think it's a great combination which we are experimenting and we are moving forward, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, we have seen ups and downs. Okay, so what is your suggestion to the marketers? What do marketers do to future-proof their brands?
Okay, first of all, I'm not a marketing expert, but if I talk about the small companies which want to work hard to grow their brand, like there are companies who are highly funded by, so they can get the endorsements or all that from the celebrities and all that, and they shoot high as rocket. But there are companies who wants to put their best effort to promote their brand. So those companies must stick with the policy of quality, right? Because quality is what they have. They don't have enough funds, they don't have investments, they don't have contacts to, so they should stick with the quality of their product, and they should focus on your consumer, because when your brand is small, there is only one way to get success, that is a word of mouth. And when your consumer is speaking good about you, it is a kind of marketing, a strong marketing, which cannot be brought by money. And all these small organizations, the startups and all that, should work on this. And like, you have to establish a brand, you have to work hard, you have to wait patiently, because everything takes time to grow, right? And when the people are speaking good about your product for a long time, it actually becomes a big brand. That's what I think about. That is a huge mantra.
And Vinayak, this is basic, and I think that is the foundation for any brand, not only the small brands. I feel quality is something which you cannot compromise at all. And even the big brands, they value so much to the word of mouth marketing and branding. Because if somebody is talking about your brand and thinking about your brand, that your company's name, that becomes a brand eventually, right?
Yes.
So that's how you create a trust among your customers, among your target group.
Yes.
Amazing. So what is the brand mantra you work by and that has worked for you?
The patience and perseverance. You have to keep learning new things. Like, whenever we think that we have learned everything, it means then you are not going forward, because there is no end to the learning, and that is the only way to grow. Don't overthink about what results you are going to get. If your intentions are clear, if your mindset is good, then you're obviously going to make something good.
In the world of jargons and the fancy word, still the basic and the foundations are same for any success. I mean, the more I talk, with people like Vinayak, the leaders, the people, the change makers of the country. I understand more that the only difference, what made you people as a leader is like you have stick to the basics. You have actually understood the foundations, the power of hard work, the power of consistency and patience and perseverance. And that is the only thing, you have kept doing, and that is how you have found a way to reach to your dream. There is no shortcut, there is no, some magic which happens overnight.
Yes.
Amazing journey, Vinayak. So with that, now we are moving towards a pretty interesting section, which is a rapid fire round. And as we have talked about, entertainment and sports. So in this interview also, I have a little bit, mingled the marketing plus a little entertainment. So it's you. In this round, we are going to talk, as minimum as possible, like one word answer.
Okay.
And let's know more about Vinayak. So tell me something which nobody knows about you.
Spirituality, because even though I earn everything, I achieve everything, everything is incomplete unless you have the inner peace.
So describe yourself in one word.
I like to do multitasking work.
What motivates you to get out of the bed in the morning?
To live a new day.
Super. The day is so exciting that you just jump off and start.
Yes.
What do you like, texting or talking?
Texting is better because you can delete the words.
Early in the morning or late in the night?
Late in the night till the morning. It means waking up till the morning. Yeah.
Superb. What is the biggest accomplishment for you this year?
That is going to be a surprise.
We are waiting for this, Vinayak. I'm sure, that is going to be big. What sort of leader would your team say that you are?
I am very honest, loyal towards the people I work.
So one key learning that you have picked up from your team.
Everyone has something to teach you. Even a small kid can give you a big lesson.
One book or podcast you would like to recommend marketers?
I would like to recommend a book called A Stranger's Secret. That is by Earl Nightingale.
Okay. We are out of the rapid fire round. Amazing to know you and your vision and your company. So before we wind up, I want you to, speak for the young entrepreneurs. Your marketing message for the young entrepreneurs, Vinayak. Being you as a young entrepreneur, you have seen the market. Okay, so what is your message for them?
When we came on this earth, everyone have got a purpose, right? Everyone has a dream to live. Everyone wants to earn money and all that, because without money there is nothing. The things which were given free to us, we should value them also, just like love of our parents, our mind and everything. All this nature, it is a gift which we have got for free. So firstly we should respect it. Then comes the money part. Most of the people think that you can buy everything, your money, you are actually rich when you have money, but that is not true. Some people are like really sick from their mind and from the health, even though they have the money. So most of the entrepreneurs, those who think that earning money is the goal or is the success, but it is not the success. Firstly, you should be able to do something unique. Like all the famous brands are providing such kind of things to the people which are like not in the market. To become an entrepreneur, you must be finding a way to solve people's problem. Everyone should find a unique way to complete the needs of their industry or their country. And goal, most important goal, make your country proud. Do something which will make you and your country stand.
Amazing, Vinayak. So to summarize it, the first thing is to have a gratitude towards the mother nature, towards the universe. You have actually got so many things for free. Like we have seen in the second wave of COVID, how we have struggled for oxygen. So many we have been breathing. oxygen in abundance, and we realized that how important it is. And there are, I mean, multiple things which we have been rewarded and gifted, which we are not aware also. So for attitude, and the second is really take care of your mental and physical health, your peace of mind, and and working towards a higher purpose, as you said, like making proud of your country, make proud of your family, society, village, I mean, whatever, make that difference, keeping that vision in mind. If you start a business, then you are actually including the well-being of your whole country, right? So I feel all the big brands, those who are big brands, they grew because they had a big purpose. Okay, so I feel for young entrepreneurs, this is an amazing message, a very powerful message, to have a bigger purpose and vision for their brands and for their company, just rather than selling their product and services, right? Great insights, Vinayak. I'm just like, I mean, whatever I have expected, the interview has given a lot for us, for the viewers, for the platforms. Amazing insights, and it was great knowing you as a person, Vinayak. I mean, so much inspiring stories which you have lived. And I wish you and your team all the very best to reach your vision, to reach your purpose effortlessly, and to make maximum difference in people's life, in countries' well-being, which is your dream to do, right?
Yes.
Wish you all the very best, Vinayak.
Thank you so much. It was great to connect with you, and I'm really glad to be part of this conversation.
I hope you had a good time, Vinayak.
Yes, I had really great time.